Cloud. Yeah, Cloud, you know? Final Fantasy VII. He's a DLC character. These games, I got him, along with the Midgar stage. I don't have my Wii U or 3DS up right now. They're not on, because I just kind of thought of this at the last minute. But here's a visual, you know? You get to see both, you know, the Smash Bros. Wii U and Smash Bros. 3DS, you know? Because it's got Cloud, and Cloud is OP as fuck. Granted, he doesn't have, you know, at least I don't see any major weaknesses. It's not like with Little Mac, where Little Mac is strong, but, you know, he has terrible recovery, but, you know, yeah, Cloud's pretty cool, you know? Anyways, that out of the way, how about these amiibos? This one should have actually been in, maybe a few episodes ago, but, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it now. A Dr. Mario amiibo. And, yeah, you know, Dr. Mario was definitely a bit of a shocker finding out that he was gonna return to Smash Bros. I mean, I was hoping Roy would, and Roy did return, but as DLC. But, you know, hey, there's still, like, lots of people, you know, like, they like Dr. Mario, you know, they liked him in Melee, and, you know, I figured I would get this, because, you know, it might be uncommon. It's probably common now, I don't know, to be honest, because I got this a few months ago, back in 2015. In fact, like, only two of these items you'll see in this video I actually got this year. Got a Zero Suit Samus amiibo, which is probably now my rarest amiibo. You know, it's pretty cool to have. And as you can see, it's like Canadian because it's got French. And this Dr. Mario, it doesn't have French on it. Well, does it? No, it does have something else on the back, but, you know, on there it just says Dr. Mario. But here it says, you know, Samus, Sans. I'm not even gonna pronounce that, but yeah, it's cool to have this, you know, yeah. I bet you could just look up Zero Suit Samus on Google Images and get a bunch of, interesting stuff, you know, because, she's a fan favorite to, a lot of people. And, here's another one of my Christmas gifts. I did also get Super Mario Maker, but I'm gonna have to talk about that for another time, because I have a lot to say about that game. But, you know, as you can see, it's the bundle that, comes with the game, and the little Yoshi amiibo. And this amiibo is really, kawaii, you know? Yeah, I said that. It's made out of yarn and stuff, but the great thing is about all these amiibos is that it makes, getting the costumes in Super Mario Maker a little easier, you know? So yeah, the amiibo is really cool. And, as for the game itself, I'm kind of surprised that it would come to this where I would get this, because, you know, being the huge Mario fan that I am, I'm trying to get my hands on every Mario game, but I do lack a lot of Yoshi games. Like, for example, I don't have Yoshi's Island DS, I don't have Yoshi's Story, I don't have Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Well, I do have Super Mario Advance 3, which is Yoshi's Island, but I don't have the original Super Nintendo version, because, you know, I need more Super Nintendo games. But, anyways, you know, I don't have, like, Yoshi's New Island or stuff, but this, you know, something about it just convinced me to get it. And, you know, in some ways it does, you know, the 100%ing, like, process is kinda similar to, you know, Yoshi's Island. Of course, there's no Baby Mario, which, you know, a lot of people didn't really like, because, admittedly, Yoshi's Island, the first one, you know, kind of seemed like a pain in the ass to 100%. This doesn't seem that much easier to 100%, but I seem to be more like... it would seem like it would be more likely for me to do that, because, well, the game's just easier. But, you know, level design wise, it's a great game. It's a really, you know, great fun little platformer. Because, you know, I heard very mixed things about Yoshi's New Island, so I guess this is kind of, you know, here to help, like, satisfy people who weren't too happy with Yoshi's New Island. But, you know, like, it's still, you know, of course, gotta mention, of course, the art style, which the art style in this game is just gorgeous. I mean, just look at that cover. And, you know, of course, like, you guys probably already know all about it and stuff, you know, because maybe this game is still well known and all. And, of course, you know, I do find it very intriguing that, you know, the Smash Bros. Stage of this came out you know, because Smash Bros. Came out obviously before this, and yet there was still a stage for it, so, yeah, how about that shit? But, as a game itself, it's a great, fun little platformer, you know, and I like it, I really do, even if you haven't really played many of the other Yoshi games, I do recommend it, it's good. Okay, now, how about all this stuff right here? Yeah, I got even more NES games, save that one for last, even though I mentioned that in another video before, my last video for 2015. But anyways, where do we start here? How about Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest on the Super Nintendo? Because, you know, yeah, not Diddy Kong's Quest, but Diddy's Kong Quest. Now, even though, like I said earlier, I'm trying to get my hands on a lot of the Mario games that I can. And while, yes, Mario's not in this game, both the Donkey Kong, Yoshi, and even the Wario games, I still count them as, they're still counted as Mario games because they're still in, like, the Mario mythos and whatnot. But as for this, well, I did beat this recently on the Game Boy Advance. But I wanted to get the Super Nintendo version because, you know, the Super Nintendo version is better. Because, yeah, it just has better, like, presentation and all that. And I'm not trying to shit all over the Game Boy Advance version, but, man, the Super NES version, just, wow, it's just incredible. I mean, and I've been trying to get this for a while, too. But, you know, it's just one of those times where you just gotta spend a lot of money on this. And this costs, like, $40, because, you know, hey, all these, like, first-party NES and Super NES games, you know, they're rising up in demand and value and stuff. But as a game itself, you know, Donkey Kong Country 2 is definitely the best in the series. You know, amazing level design, amazing music, graphics, just so many memorable things and so many things done right with it. And I love this game, I really do. Though, admittedly, I'm not going to really try and attempt to play it now, because, like I said, I just beat the Game Boy Advance version in the summer, and I'm going to probably attempt this later on this year, because, you know, I've got other games to play, but it's still great to have, you know, to be there when I get to it. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2, great game, you know, one of the best Super Nintendo games, you know. Yeah, need I say more? Anyways, how about this game, a Super Famicom game? This is Sojo Senshi Sailor Moon S Kuru Kurin. Yeah, I know that Bisojo Senshi means, like, pretty guardian or pretty soldier or something like that. Not my first Sailor Moon game, because, you know, also got the Sailor Moon game on Game Gear. And, this is a puzzle game. There were, like, I think there were at least 10 Sailor Moon games on the, Super Nintendo / Super Famicom. But what this is that, you know, it's a very interesting puzzler. You basically just have to change the colors of these hearts, because the hearts come down, and you have to bring the hearts down because in rows, and every time the hearts come down, an item will most likely appear, and then you have to bring that item down to the bottom of the screen. It's very complicated to explain. Well, maybe not very complicated, but what I'm saying probably doesn't make much sense. But if you watch Unboxing Random NES Games Part 3, you can see gameplay of this and see how this is, what this plays like. Because, believe it or not, I consider this a hidden gem for the Super Famicom. This is a great fucking game. I mean, like, holy shit, it really is. Just so much fun. Like, it's unique, it's not, you know, trying to be a ripoff or anything. Just something about this is, you know, really charming. Like, holy hell, this game really surprised me, you know. It's not a very common game, but, you know, I still recommend trying to hunt it down, and if you see it, you know, pick it up. I mean, granted, you might not remember it by the title, because, you know, again, Japanese, but you can see the picture here with, you know, Serena and Rini. Those are their North American names. I believe they had different names in Japan, but again, don't know much about this, don't know much about Sailor Moon and stuff, because, yeah, but still, great game. Yeah, Championship Bowling for the NES. As I mentioned in the Unboxing Random NES Games videos, this is the only bowling game on the NES, which is incredibly surprising, because the NES has, like, you know, 700 or 600 something games. Like, you really think there would have been more? There would have been another one? But to tell you the truth, there are other ones, but they're on the Famicom. They were Perfect Bowling and Dynamite Bowl. I know Perfect Bowling was planned for a North American release. I'm not sure about Dynamite Bowl, but as for this game, you know, I mentioned this in the video, which I bought my own copy, by the way. The one you saw in the video was Fabio's. But as you can see, it's got Charlie Sheen. Well, I don't think that's actually him, but it looks incredibly similar to him. I mean, who knows? Maybe it actually is him. But yeah, this is also 4 players, even though it's taking turns, but you can use this with the NES 4 score if you wish. And yeah, it's bowling. I have one real, like, problem with this game, because other than this problem, it's a pretty damn good game, but it's just, I fucking hate, like, the pin physics don't seem very, like, RNG enough, because, like, it seems like there's only that one spot where you can get a strike, because it's really hard to get a strike in this game, except for this one spot, because it just, like, it just seems kind of unwinnable, you know, without that one spot. I mean, even then, you know, you still have to be precise, but even so, it's like, I think if the pin physics and just the engine, or whatever the hell they used to do, just had a little more balance and a little more randomness, and just, you know, maybe better physics, this would have been a fantastic game. But, you know, as it stands, it's good, it really is, but it's like, you know, come on, they could have fixed that. But still, a really good game, you know, I'm not trying to bash it or anything. And, Yoshi's Cookie, it's cool to have this, you know, because, you know, need more Mario NES games. I only have 6 of them, including this. Yeah, that's 6. It's a puzzle game. I've had this on the Game Boy before, but I wanted to get it on NES, because, like I said, I'm after as many Mario games as I can, and the benefit of having it on the NES is that I can do 2-player. I mean, you can do 2-player on the Game Boy, but you would need 2 Game Boys, 2 copies of the game, and a link cable. But yeah, with this, it's easier, because, you know, just, I have 2 controllers. And Yoshi's Cookie is a really good game. There was also, of course, Yoshi, and the way I see it is that for a single-player experience, I think Yoshi is better, but as a multiplayer experience, I think Yoshi's Cookie is better, because, you know, neither puzzle game, I think, triumphs, like, say, Tetris, Puyo Puyo, like, or Dr. Mario, but they're still, like, really cool games, and, you know, also noteworthy for being late NES releases, because it's like Yoshi originates in Super Mario World, but then he gets an NES game. That's like if Rosalina appeared in a GameCube game, you know? Or if the Sprixies from Super Mario 3D World appeared in a Wii game. That would be some shit. But Yoshi's Cookie, good stuff, you know. Doesn't have the most variety to keep you addicted in single player, but still, I do like Yoshi's Cookie. Good stuff. Hold on 1 second, be right back. Yeah, how fucking professional of me to do this. Yeah, just checking the timer, because cooking food, because, yeah. This is, if the camera will focus, this is, I don't know how I'm gonna pronounce this. This is, Sakyo Hibou Shogi. I mentioned this in my last video of 2015, but this is noteworthy for 2 reasons. 1, it was my last game of 2015, and 2, this was actually one of the first games ever for the Nintendo 64. Cause, yeah. The Nintendo 64 was, of course, first released in Japan, and its launch titles were Super Mario 64, Pilot Wings 64, and this game, Sakyo Hibou Shogi. Now, as you would imagine, this did not sell well because, honestly, like, it's a shogi game, which is like, you know, just a board game. It's like Japanese chess, I guess. It's just something of its own, you know? Also, Seta. Yeah. They may have published this. I don't know if they published or developed it, but, you know, Seta had also been around to do, like, Bioforce Ape on the NES. But anyways, but yeah, as you can imagine, this didn't sell well because, honestly, you know, it's a shogi game. If people wanted to play shogi, they would have had a board of it. You know, they wouldn't have spent, like, 50, 60 bucks on this when they could have spent that 50 or 60 bucks on Super Mario 64. You know, obviously, this groundbreaking, revolutionary new game for not only the Mario series, but for video games, compared to a shogi simulation. it's really not hard to see why this didn't sell well at launch. I mean, with that said, it's not a rare game. Got this for like $6, but yeah, the game itself, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but it's interesting, and I gotta end this, so yeah, bye.